Hi, my name is Mark Banks, and I want to give you some reasons why dentures break, how to go about fixing them, and things we can do to stop that happening. So the first part of this is, why do dentures break? Now, the most common reason for your denture to break is the simplest and obvious. You drop the denture, they land on the floor, and they break in half. Sometimes they can shatter teeth. So obviously holding tightly the denture is going to be the safest thing. But there are also other ways your denture can break. If the denture isn't fitting your gums properly, it means that you've got pockets of air underneath the denture. Now that means your gum and your denture aren't supported by one another. So if you have a space under the denture and you have a force on top, any hard pressure that comes, the denture will just pivot and give way, causing a midline crack. Now these are the most common in things like full upper dentures especially, but also full lower dentures. So a full upper and a full lower crack comes down to the denture just not fitting properly. Other ways that the denture can be broken is if things have changed in your mouth. Now if you have a partial denture and teeth have shifted around, well, you now have forces in different areas of the denture, and your denture wasn't designed to be able to withstand those certain forces at the time of making it. So if you have a tooth that you find keeps coming off your partial, well, it's not the end of the world. It just means that the tooth needs to be readjusted or repositioned. It's a very simple fix, but it's a very common thing on why dentures are breaking and why the teeth keep popping off. Now it comes down to the bite. On a partial denture, we've got two things we want to consider. We've got your natural teeth and we've got your denture teeth. Now imagine this for a second. Imagine if we made your natural teeth to be the weaker element and we made the dentures so strong. What do you think is going to give way first? The natural teeth. And that's what we don't want. We don't want you to be biting down and all of a sudden you break your natural teeth, because that's going to be causing a lot of pain. It's going to cause a lot of discomfort and also a bigger expense to repair your natural tooth as opposed to repairing a denture tooth. So this is what I tell my patients, is that we want the weaker thing to give way first, and the weaker thing is the denture tooth. It just means it needs to be repositioned, and that's all. So luckily for you, it is an easy fix. So talking back to handling a denture, the most common way these things break. What are some things you can do to keep your denture safe? Well, the first thing is, when you're cleaning your dentures, it's usually done in the bathroom. Now the bathroom has ceramic tiles, porcelain sinks. Now this is a danger zone for dentures. So when taking them out, you've got to be very mindful that you're not in a rush, that you know that what you're about to do is going to be done in a safe manner. Now some little tricks that my patients have told me over the years is when they take their dentures out over the sink, they have the sink full of water, well, half full. This way, if it drops into the sink, it's going to land in the water. Another handy tip is to lay a towel or a face washer inside the sink as well, because this is going to ensure that it lands on a soft cushion pad and not something harder than the denture. Remember what I was saying before, the hardest thing always wins. So if a denture lands on porcelain, well, porcelain is harder than plastic, so the porcelain most of the time will break the denture. But I think the best thing for you to do would be just to be mindful that you're about to take the denture out. It's now going to enter the danger zone, and the danger zone is everywhere that isn't in the mouth. So use two hands and just go slow. There's no rush, no need to panic and get them out and clean them quickly, because at our clinic we fix dentures every single day, and most of these dentures are from reasons like dropping the denture. Okay, so the unfortunate thing has happened and you've broken your denture. What should you do? So the best thing to do is to not attempt to fix this yourself. I've had patients do this in the past and it only ends bad. So you want to call up your denture clinic and make that first appointment. Now, even if this is going to be a week away, which is very rare, but even if you're going to be waiting a couple of days, then put anything off you have in your diary and just wait for the professionals to fix it for you. The process will be, you will go into them, you'll see them in the morning, and most of the time, you will pick the denture up that same day later in the afternoon. Now, most of the time the denture should fit like it once did, but there might be the occasion where it isn't fitting exactly, and we've got to understand that that's acceptable, because if the denture is broken in half, realigning it to get 100% correct is not always an easy task and not always a possible task. But if we can get it back together and it's 98% correct, well, I think that's a good result, and it's much better than getting a brand new denture. So can you fix a denture yourself with the repair kits at the chemist or online? And please, no, don't attempt it. It doesn't end well, they don't work, and it's a waste of your money. The thing that you will achieve by doing that is making your denture worse off. Now, what do I mean by that? If you attempt to fix the denture yourself and you get glue in the denture underneath in the wrong areas, well then possibly you're going to need a professional to fix the denture when it breaks and to reline it. Now you've just added a whole extra cost of anywhere from $300 to $700 depending on how much damage was done. So wait for the professionals. They are trained, they have the correct machinery, and they will do what's needed to make sure everything is right. So make that booking, be patient, and everything will turn out. It's just a matter of waiting. So how does a professional fix your denture then? Well, there's a lot of things that go into it. First of all, of course, we need your denture. We need to make sure that the parts realign together nicely. The next thing we do is we have acrylics and materials that are far more superior than anything else that you can buy that isn't from a specialist shop. So we have great materials, we have specialist machinery such as pressure pots, little bench grinders, and high polishing machines. Now, depending on what type of process and what type of break, there's always different ways to go about it. But the main thing is that the repairs are never just glued back together. A matter of fact, we don't even use glue, which is a surprise to a lot of people. The way we fix dentures is by re-acrylicing. We use the same acrylic that the denture was made of way back when. So what does this do? This ensures that the two pieces are joined back together with 100% strength. It is not any weaker than when it was brand new. Sometimes it can even turn out stronger because we do little tricks like reinforcement. So we might put wire inside the denture, or we might put a mesh grid. So we use acrylic and not glue. We use specialized machinery such as hydro pressure pots, and we use specialized acrylics, not glue. So this is why getting a professional is only going to be the best for you, and for the simple cost of anywhere from $100 to $300, depending on the type of break, it's definitely going to be worth your money in the long run. So don't risk it yourself, get to the professionals and they will look after you. Well, there's some little hints and tips around dentures if they break and what you should do, and also what you should do to manage not having this happen in the first place. Now, I get it, things happen in life, we can drop our dentures, we have shaky hands, and accidents do happen. But just by being aware of what can happen, I think it's definitely going to give you a more percentage of these things not occurring. I hope I've gave you a lot of value, and until next time, keep smiling.